Sometimes it's not where you grew up, it's what you do with your life. That can be easier said than done. But to unveil opportunities that people did not know existed, that's an exciting and ambitious way to change lives. See, Elizabeth was living in Mexico.
But it was still a little bit hard just because we were immigrants and we were financially low income. So it was just very hard to kind of just even pay the bills or pay the rent.
When they got to Chicago, things got a little better. But there was still the issues and the stress on her mother.
So I would just go to school there while my mom worked during the day. And when I would come home, me and my cousin, she was older than me, and we would take care of each other and while our parents worked. So it was kind of a family team effort.
Little did she know, miles away there was a plan that had not been unveiled. From the folks who worked for an organization called Wallin, started by a businessman in the early 90s at a high school.
So Wallin Education Partners is a college completion program. We work with lower income students by providing the financial aid for 4 years and then paired up with an advising component, which is kind of holistic one-on-one advising that helps address any challenges that our students might face. And then at the tail end of that, senior year, we help the students enter the workforce, whether through pairing them up with internships or employers.
Because X to the any power, 1 to the any power is just 1. Yeah. And now we need to find the pattern. I think that's the fun part.
What it meant for Elizabeth was simple. She wanted to attend St. Catherine's College in St. Paul, Minnesota. She had a scholarship, but she did not have enough.
And it turned out that I received a presidential award from St. Catherine University, so that's like a $20,000 scholarship due to my academics. But I wasn't able to attend St. Catherine's at that moment because I still had a $14,000 debt that I had that my family wouldn't be able to cover.
Enter Wallin. Through its partners, they identified Elizabeth as the type of student they wanted to help. What they did and what they do is step in as the final piece to the financial puzzle, so cost does not short-circuit talent.
So I actually like that secondary contact question.
The average household income of our students is about $24,000. So with that, I think they're faced with unique challenges. Some are homeless. Some have to take care of younger siblings when they're supposed to be studying or work several jobs, or just an overall lack of parental support because parents are doing 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet.
What does it make you feel like when you walk on this campus and you think about how your life has changed?
It makes me feel closer spiritually to God, just because I'm in an environment of powerful women that empower me. And then it comes back to the realization that I'm very fortunate to be here, and that having an education is opening so many doors for me, not just on campus, but outside in the community too.
So began another chapter in another life. For Elizabeth, it was an overwhelming opportunity to be able to pursue a dream that seemed so far out there as a kid, so unattainable for most of her life.
And we have a model that we know works. Our data shows that our students graduate at a rate of 92%. If you look at the overall graduation rate through the United States, it's around 60%. But if you look at the demographic that we serve, lower income, first generation, students of color, that graduation rate is around 11%. So we're able to take that group of people, kind of the high risk of dropping out or not going to college, and bringing their chances of graduating to 92%.
What that means is you can take a life filled with poverty and introduce it to what can change someone's hope. And they can change the world in their own way. For Elizabeth, that means a shot at medical school.
I have so many plans, but I think the first plan is to go to medical school because I want to provide medical health services for people with not enough resources or that don't have insurance. And after I'm done, the long-term goal is that I want to open up my own clinic to do cancer research and the possibility of providing healthcare for underserved communities.
And it's not just because your college is paid for. That's just part of it. What Wallin does is stay with the students, providing mentorship and inspiration for what can be a daunting 4 years. Understanding that it's just step 1 to get to college. The goal is much bigger than that. Stella understands that because she is not just an employee, she was a Wallin Scholar.
I was lost at the University of Minnesota, and so I had an opportunity to work with an advisor because Wallin, in addition to the financial aid, provides every student with an advisor for your whole college career, and they help you with whatever it is that you need. And for me, it was just figuring University of Minnesota out. It's a huge place if you don't know what you're doing.
Overwhelming,
and
yep.
Yes, so I was able to graduate in 4 years. It was wonderful.
See, the truth is there is so much talent that sits and waits and does not understand what is possible.
So we have V2 minus IR plus V1 is equal to 0.
Does it make you realize how many people, it's not that they don't have the talent, they just need opportunity?
Definitely, it just makes me realize that a lot of my friends that weren't able to go to college had the potential to be here, and their dreams and aspirations are the ones that many of us have. It just makes me realize that there could be more people like me here.
Sure. And all they need is what Wallin offers, partners that want society to be a place where you can dream and you can get help.
We've been around for 24 years, so now we can kind of reconnect with some of those earlier scholars. We know we have doctors, we have lawyers, everything you can imagine. Our students not only graduate at a much higher rate than their peers, but they do well and they go on to do great things.
Because as Elizabeth can attest, education can take you on a road that you can only find here in a great country. When you see President Obama, and you see where he came from to where he got.
Yeah.
Does that inspire you? Do you think about that? Because it's not exactly the same, but there's some similarities.
Yeah, definitely. I think even the Judge Sotomayor, she's Hispanic, the first Hispanic woman to serve on the Supreme Court. It's just like seeing all these people that are coming out of becoming the first in their family or becoming the first.
Somebody's got to be the first to do it, right?
Yeah, so it's just like it inspires me to follow my dreams because I see others are achieving it, and eventually I will too.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.